Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here. We are in Super Bowl week, starting off with the Pro Bowl the Sunday before. So let's look at our Pro Bowl invitees here and see who we have here, as well as this will be a Super Bowl preview and awards. So we'll start with the Pro Bowl. So Cutler, second season in a row, makes it there. Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson, Alex Smith, Matthew Stafford, Brock Osweiler. Your running backs: Jeremy Langford, Giovanni Bernard, Ezekiel Elliott, Matt Forte, AP, and Melvin Gordon. Your fullbacks: Will Johnson and Juicerick. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Robakowski and Fuller. Your receivers: Alshon Jeffrey, AJ Green, Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins, Josh Gordon, Keenan Allen. Ooh, there it is. Kenny Stills, Will Fuller, Doug Baldwin, Jeremy Maclin, Tajay Sharp, and Antonio Brown. Going with the tight ends: Eric Ebron. Not sure what Thomas that is. I'm probably missing it. I probably should know it. Zach Miller, our tight end. Antonio Gates, Jimmy Graham, and Kelsey. So going to the line, it's going to be Terrence Williams and Glenn Smith. And wow, Leno got on it. So we did let him go. And he is on the Pro Bowl roster. Cody Whitehair, one of ours. Mewert, Mosley, and Bowling. Four centers: Corey Lindsley, Bodine, Richburg, and Matt Slauson. On right guard, Kyle Long, one of ours. Yonda, DeCase, and Duvernay Tardif. Right tackle: Humphreys, Mike Schwartz, Reef, and Reed. On the defensive side of the football, on the left end, Cameron Jordan and Ward, Charles Johnson, and Joey Bosa. On the right side, Mike Daniels, J.J. Watt, like always, Oliver Vernon, and Corey Lugay. The defensive tackle is Sharif Floyd, Ndamukong Suh, Haloti Nada, and I think that's Jason Stovall. Over on the left side, we have Robinson. This is the linebackers. And Sedandrick Marks. He's playing in actually a right end. He played more in a linebacker position. Okay. Pernell McPhee on the left side. And none other than Justin Houston. He's always on here. And Arthur Moats and Junior Gillette. Middle linebackers: James Laurinaitis, Kiko Alonso, Luke Kuechly, Brian Cushing. Pretty much something at middle linebacker you would really see there. Of course, we're not going to have anyone because we didn't have anyone play consistent and not be hurt. Over on the right side, Leonard Floyd. Look at the second-year guy. Melvin Ingram, Lynch, and Wynn is on here. And that is, I believe, the one that the Browns picked up in the first round. Corners: Hargraves, of course, Darnell Reeves, Josh Norman, Chris Harris, Adam Patman Jones, Pat Pete, Xavier Rose, Stephen Gilmore. So, of course, no Fuller. Kind of knew that was going to happen. For free safeties: Harrison Smith, Devin McCourty, Marcus Gilchrist, and Clinton Dix. Strong safety: Harold Jones Quartet. Right there. Right there, baby. Joseph Adai. Rashid Jones. Innocent Dejo. Kicker is going to be Robbie Gold. We knew that one. We only missed 2 this year. And Justin Tucker. The punters: Trace Way and Pat McAfee. Kick returners, Cordell Patterson and Tripp. And we got Deontay Thompson, punt returner, and that is Shane Vereen. So, let's look at the awards. So the NFL MVP is none other than Russell Wilson, probably the least hurt quarterback in the league. The Coach of the Year will be John Fox, 12-4 again. So, let's start with the AFC. Offensive Player of the Year, Blake Bortles. Defensive Player of the Year is Derek Morgan. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Matt Dre. Wow, they got another good rookie over there. Look at the Browns here. Jimmy Pointer, Ace Milner. Broncos got a couple. Dolphins got a couple. Defensive Rookie of the Year. There it is. Dion Wynn. And they got Tripp here as well. And Roten. So that's a good draft class. The Browns, we might see a big turnaround there. Best quarterback, Brock Osweiler is going to take this one. Best running back, Giovanni Bernard. Best wide receiver, A.J. Green. Best old lineman, Marshall Yanda. Browns got Joe Thomas. Yeah, that's the thing the Browns have against them. Not a very good O-line right now still. D-line, Jihad Ward. J.J. Watt actually did not win it. This is probably the first time I've ever seen this, where J.J. Watt does not win the Defensive Lineman of the Year. Linebacker on the AFC, Derek Morgan. Justin Houston is right behind him. Best DB, Adam Peckman Jones. We gave him 2 picks. I think one was a pick 6 too. Best kicker is Justin Tucker. So going over the NFC, it's going to be Russell Wilson will be the Offensive Player of the Year. Cutler's number 6 down there. So it's Jeremy Langford's number 4. Defensive Player of the Year will be Cameron Jordan. We also have McPhee and Leonard Floyd down there at 4-5 respectively. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Chance Mayanowski. Trips there. This is Jeffrey Howard. I'm going to get that so mixed up. And we didn't rank there, but we didn't really use any big rookies. No. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Cooper Covington's right there. There's Torrey Fontenot. He'll be our most used rookie. But yeah, I could see Cooper Covington getting it. Best quarterback, Russell Wilson, Cutler's number 2. Best running back, Jeremy Langford. I would say Thomas Rawls and AP are pretty close behind him, if not better. I thought Rawls put on a good game against us, especially during our game in the season. Best receiver, Alshon Jeffrey. There it goes. But he's in some company here. So is Kenny Stills up there for the first time in his career, more than likely. Being a top 5 receiver and at least top 10 in the league. Best old lineman, Trent Williams. We're going to have nothing but here, but there's a sea of Cowboys. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick. But Trent Williams is going to take it. Best D lineman, Cameron Jordan. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Best linebacker, Pernell McPhee is going to beat out teammate Leonard Floyd for the best linebacker. Wow. That is something that he's grown up from after moving on from Baltimore and only being a backup and coming starting over for the Bears. So, best DB, Josh Norman. I would probably say Hargraves was probably better. But there's some good company on here between Harrison Smith, Sam Shields, Pat Pete, Randall, Rhodes, Delvin Breaux, which we gave him most of his interceptions this year. And Robbie Gould's going to take the best kicker. All right. So, here it is. We are going to look at the stats between the Bears and the Dolphins. So, what it will be is Jay Cutler coming out and starting 3,400 yards, 27 TDs, 8 interceptions, 67 completion percentage. He's taken 31 sacks this year. Only played in 11 games. Rushing, Langford, 248 carries. Has 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 fumbles, though. As long as 62. Jordan Howard as long as 64. But Howard's got about 100 carries and 422 yards with 4 touchdowns. Not as great as his season last year, his rookie season, but still respectable. Receiving, Zach Miller's going to have the most. He was the least uninjured I've ever won. He's going to have 72 catches, 786 yards, 6 touchdowns. Case Stills got 1,000 yards, 65 catches. Alshon Jeffrey, 62 catches and over 1,000 yards. Jeffrey's going to have the most TDs. Zach Miller. Kevin White, who was banged up a little bit this season, 41 catches, 709 yards. So, blocking. Most sacks given up is Bobby Massey. The other side is Evan Roy. He is a rookie out of Louisville. Kyle Long, Grissau, and Whitehair only gave up 1 sack. Defense. Most tackler on our team is Harold Jones-Quartey by about 21 tackles over Bryce Callahan and Amos. And Amos was injured. Amos probably had the most, but he didn't play the last 3 games. So it's possible there. Darrell Freeman played just about every single game. Maybe missed 1 or 2. There's McPhee. Let's look at the sacks. McPhee, 17.5. Leonard Floyd, he had a couple 4-sack games too. And Fontenot with 8.5. Trevathan had 6. Hicks had 4. Freeman had 3. Jones-Quartey had 2. So it's very respectable. Interceptions. Kyle Fuller had 3. Trevathan had 2. Callahan had 2. Freeman 1. Jones-Quartey, Porter. Macklin had 1. And Katawaski had 1. Let's look at the forced fumbles. That's Trevathan and Pernell McPhee. Fontenot, Bush got a couple. Recovered. Jones-Quartey, Leonard Floyd, Bruce Callahan. So yeah, this was another thing that was big. Leonard Floyd had safety, and Torrey Fontenot had that. And that one was a safety. They didn't have that. Then he also, I believe, had a return for a touchdown off a fumble in week 16. So kicking, Robbie Gold only missed 1 this year. And O'Donnell was decent in punting. Kick return, Grant, 1,300 yards on 52 returns, had 1 touchdown. Punt return had 2 punt returns for touchdown, 841 yards, 17.2 average. And that will be your Bears. Look, the Dolphins. The Dolphins on the year. Tannehill, 3,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 60 completion percentage. And it looks like he took 41 sacks, played in 16 games. Rushing, it's going to be Jay Adai and Robert Hughes sharing the workload over here. Not really rushing a lot. Also, Thornhill has 5 touchdowns as well. So it's a pretty spread out workload. No one's really pulling ahead there. Out for receivers, Parker has the most catches, but the most yards is, of course, the rookie Sheldon Finney. He also probably has the most touchdowns as well. Yep. So respectable with 65 catches. The only other person is Deontay Parker on the team that has 73. He doesn't have as many yards. So blocking. Sack-wise, Brandon Albert, left tackle, give up 13. Tom Compton had to play a little, gave up some. So with Laramie Tinsel's been doing a good job here as well. So he's looking like a guy that's going to anchor that line for years to come. Over on defense, Kiko Alonso, 130 tackles. After that, it's Rashid Jones. Sack-wise, Jalen Stovall is what it is. So I was close, not Jason Stovall, but Jalen Stovall. 11.5 sacks. Sue's behind him with 10. Mario Williams with 9. Cameron Wake, wow. I didn't see how stacked they are. Jelani Jenkins, K.O. Misi, Kiko Alonso. No wonder they made the Super Bowl. Interceptions, Kiko Alonso with 3, and he's a middle linebacker. Then Jelani Jenkins with 2. Xavier Howard has 2. Rashid Jones 1. Kenneth Durden has a 1 as well. Let's look at forced fumbles. Of course, Kiko Alonso making the biggest impact here. Jelani Jenkins had that. They need touchdowns. Xavier Howard and Kenneth Durden. So they can take these balls for pick sixes. So we got to watch out for that. Kicking, Philip McGill has missed 5. Only 21 field goal attempts, so that's kind of low. Punting wise, 13 within the 20. I mean, he looks like a decent punter. 4 returns. Jarvis Landry, 13 returns. Kenneth Durden had 25. It's an alright average. If you're taking out at about the 3 or 4, they start about the 30 or so by average. And punt returns, Jarvis Landry's taking it out. 6.6 average, that's not great. So, let's look at the injury reports. And we will go in to the roster outlook for both teams. So, injury report. The Bears. Amos will be out. We may be able to use Trevathan. We'll have to see. But he does have 1 week. We also may be able to pull in Adrian Amos, actually, if we can start him early. Leonard Floyd will be out. He's out for the rest of the season with a shoulder tear, so he was put on the IR last week. And Sean Mannion will be on the IR still. So going over to the Dolphins. Tannehill is on the IR, so we will not be seeing him. Mario Williams with a compound foot fracture is also in the IR. He will not be playing today. Xavier Howard, torn bicep. Looks like he possibly torn it 2 weeks ago. So week 17, he is out on the IR. And Bradley McDougald is also out with a foot fracture. So this changes the tide in this game a lot. So let's look at the depth charts for both teams. For the Bears, Cutler will be starting at quarterback. Your running backs will be Langford and Howard. Hillman playing the third down running back. Lasaki will be the fullback. Or at receiver, it'll be Jeffrey White. Stills in the slot. We'll see a little bit of Marquise Wilson and maybe some of Cameron Meredith. Tight end, we'll see some Zach Miller and Tyrone Harkey, the rookie this year, undrafted free agent too. Great. Left tackle will be Evan Roy, a Louisville rookie, holding it down decent. Cody Whitehair will be the left guard. Over in center will be Hornus Grisau. Over on the right guard will be Pro Bowler Kyle Long. Hasn't missed a Pro Bowl yet. Bobby Massey will be anchoring the right side. At the left end will be Akeem Hicks. Having a decent year here. Might see a little bit of Jonathan Bullard. At right end, the rookie out of Virginia, Torrey Fontenot, making some big strides in his first year. And we still might see some Bullard or Cornelius Washington. Over at the defensive tackle, we're going to see a little bit of Eddie Goldman. Just not the biggest guy on the line when it comes to making plays, but he's anchoring the center of this defense against the run, which is great. Forcing the ball away from the middle, which is what we wanted. We'll see a little bit of Will Sutton as well. Over on left outside linebacker, it's going to be Pernell McPhee, the Pro Bowler. Over at middle linebacker, we will have Trevathan back next week. So it'll be Trevathan, and we might possibly see a little bit of Katawaski here. And instead of Freeman, we'll have to see what is up with that. But we will definitely be starting Trevathan. Over on the right side, with the injury to Leonard Floyd, we will start rookie out of FAU, Marcus Wiggins. He is better than Colin Stanton, mostly because of the fact that he's a superstar development. So we do have some anchors. He'll be wearing number 99, and so we'll see him and some of Colin Stanton wearing number 51 in substitution. So at corner, Kyle Fuller will be number 1. Number 2 will be Tracy Porter. We'll see some Bryce Callahan. And Dominic Macklin out of USC, the rookie, will be in your dime in some of your nickel packages coming in if they have a fourth corner out there. Hall is also possibly going to be the guy out there as well. At free safety, it's going to be DeAndre Houston Carson. As of right now, if Amos can't come back, we will play Amos in this free safety spot. And as strong safety, Pro Bowler Harold Jones-Quartet will be starting over here. Your kicker will be Robbie Gold. Your punter will be Pat O'Donnell. Kick return, we'll see a lot of Hakeem Grant and Deontay Thompson. Same thing there. And let's go back to the QB. Let's go over the Dolphins. Let's see what they're going to throw at us. So it's going to be Brian Dowdy. Okay, out of Western Kentucky in his second year. Behind him, we might see a little bit of Taylor Heineke here, but it's going to be Brandon Dowdy taking the reins for the Super Bowl in the Dolphins. Now, here's the thing. He took them to the playoffs, and he is not that bad accuracy-wise. Good short throw at 80, medium throw at 78, and deep throw at 76. So this guy cannot be underestimated. He brought them this far. It's possible that they can put a show here. At halfback, Jay Ajayi, Thornhill Hughes. We know it's been a sharing by committee here in the stats. Fullback, Will Talafalu, the former Chicago Bear. Also playing fullback when he was with the Bears. Jarvis Landry will be your number 1 receiver with Sheldon Finney. See a little bit of Deontay Parker and Leonte Carew. At tight end, Jordan Cameron, the ever dangerous. Behind him will be David Morgan. Left tackle, Tom Compton. Of the left guard, Laramie Tenzel. He's going to be that anchor there for years to come. Center, Mike Pouncey, the longtime veterans, played in Super Bowls before. Right guard, Earl Watford. And right tackle, Juwan James. Going into the defense on the left end, Cameron Wake will be on the left side. On the right, it's going to be Eddie Yarborough. So we might see a little bit of Kalo Amisi, but starting will be Eddie Yarborough. Over at defensive tackle, the Dominican Sue, we'll see a little bit of Jalen Stovall here, as it looks like they're carrying 4 defensive tackles, so they might have went back to a 4-3. We'll have to see what they line up when they play against us. Kolo Amisi will be on the left side. Behind him, Ramiro Okawara. We might see a little bit of him if Misi drops down on the line on the outside. Middle linebacker will be Kiko Alonso. Carl Bradford behind him. Kelvin Shepard's in that roster too. So right outside linebacker, Jelani Jenkins will be on the right side. In the corners, with the injury to Xavier Howard, you're going to see Byron Maxwell, Bobby McCain, Tyler Patman, and rookie out of Illinois, Rashad Gibson. You might see a little bit of Kenneth Durden. He's been playing good too. But if he's the 5th corner here, we have to imagine that in 4 or 5 receiver sets, if we do put those empty backfields out there, we might see Durden. He has some potential to pick that ball off and take to the house. So free safety, Brandon Ross. We had Khalid Wooten behind him. Strong safety, Rashid Jones, by far the strongest player in the secondary. Kicker will be Philip McGill. Punter will be Matt Darr. They're holding 2 kickers for some reason. Jarvis Landry will be your kick returner with Kenneth Durden. Punt returner, Landry and Sheldon Fleming. And their 3rd down running back will still be Jay Ajayi. So there is your preview. And it is a big one here going into the Super Bowl week. The biggest thing you need to do is protect the football, run the ball, and see what we can do. So Danny Trevathan is available to play again. So we will have Freeman, Kadolowski, and we will put in Stanton since he's the speediest guy here. If he plays, we might have an issue. So we will have Danny Trevathan with us. This college scouting will actually kick off our off season, so that will be something we look at the end of the Super Bowl. Mind you, the Dolphins are 8-8. Yes, this may be the first time in Super Bowl history that a team at 500 goes to the Super Bowl and has a chance to win it, and if they win it, it's the first time ever. So we will see something. I think the lowest one is when the Packers went 9-7 and trampled through the playoffs and took the Super Bowl 4 or 5 years ago. That was the season they had like 20 some odd people on their IR, and Aaron Rodgers just destroyed his competition. So, we will see you in the Super Bowl in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Super Bowl 52, and I'll see you guys later.